You ventured deep into your psyche, wrestling with your shadows, unraveling the threads of your past. You've sought understanding, craved transformation, yet here you stand, feeling a hollow ache where hope once flourished. You expected a vibrant awakening, but instead, you find yourself adrift in an emotional void. It's as if the colors of your world have faded to grayscale, and the echoes of your laughter seem distant, muffled by an unseen barrier. You search for meaning, yet it slips through your fingers like sand. You did everything right, but why does it all feel so wrong? Carl Jung believed that to confront our inner depths is to dance with the darkness. But what if that dance has left you feeling more lost than liberated? What if, in seeking the light, you stumbled into a silence that shrouds your very essence? What do you do when awakening feels like an empty promise? Each milestone you reached was met with a fleeting sense of achievement, a temporary balm for a deeper longing that always seemed just out of reach. You chased the shimmering mirage of happiness, believing it lay in the accolades, the hustle, the approval of those around you. But now in the stillness, that pursuit feels hollow, and the laughter you once echoed has faded into the background, leaving you in a muted world where colors bleed into gray. Maybe you're not broken. Maybe the tools you were using simply stopped working. The frameworks that once held you together are crumbling, revealing the raw, unguarded parts of yourself that have long been hidden beneath layers of societal conditioning. It's as if your old identity, that carefully constructed persona, is unraveling thread by thread, exposing the vulnerability you've masked for so long. This dissonance you feel, the confusion, the numbness, is not a mistake. It's a necessary phase, a liminal space where the old self can no longer thrive, yet the new has not yet emerged. Consider this: the awakening you sought might not be the triumphant parade you envisioned, but rather a slow, often painful, dissolution of illusions. The very act of awakening can feel like dying, a death of the self that once found meaning in external validation and the relentless chase for more. Carl Jung spoke of this journey, hinting at the shadows lurking beneath the surface, the parts of ourselves we often ignore. He understood that true transformation often comes when the unconscious rises, forcing us to confront what lies beneath the facade we've maintained. What you're experiencing is the echo of an identity that no longer serves you. It's the realization that the relentless pursuit of success and the burden of expectations have created a weight that now feels unbearable. This emptiness, this confusion, is not the absence of life. It's the space where something new can emerge, a fertile ground for reconstruction. You are being emptied, not to be left hollow, but to allow the possibility of becoming something real, something authentic. In this moment of stillness, remember that the discomfort you feel is a sign of an inner transformation. It is a whisper of the deeper truths waiting to be acknowledged. The numbness is not the end, it is the beginning of your rebirth, a necessary death before you can rise anew. Embrace this phase as a vital part of your journey. You are not malfunctioning, you are shedding the skin of what no longer fits, preparing yourself for a deeper connection with yourself and the world around you. Trust that this emptiness is the precursor to something profound, a journey that will lead you to rediscover the vibrant colors of life that once felt so distant. Allow yourself to sit with the discomfort, for it is in this space that the seeds of your true awakening await their moment to bloom. You are not lost, you are in transition, navigating the shadows of your psyche. Imagine the caterpillar retreating into its cocoon, dissolving into a formless mass before emerging as a butterfly. This process of individuation, as Jung described, is not a mere shedding of skin but a rebirth. It requires surrendering the familiar, embracing the chaos of the unknown, and trusting that there is a deeper self waiting to rise. In this cocoon, you are not trapped, you are being remade. This sense of numbness you experience is not the end, but a doorway. It is an invitation to delve into the depths of your being, where the shadows linger. These shadows are not to be feared. They hold the keys to your wholeness. By confronting the parts of yourself that you've tucked away, the fear, the doubt, the unacknowledged desires, you can begin to integrate them into your ever-evolving self. Jung believed that the journey to the self is a dance with the inner darkness. It is here in this quiet confrontation that you can find the seeds of your true essence. The ego's funeral does not signify loss. It is a necessary relinquishing of the masks you wore to fit into a world that often demands conformity. Letting go is painful, but within this pain lies the promise of renewal. You may feel like the hermit in the cave, isolated in your struggles, yet this solitude is a fertile ground for introspection. In the depths of your soul, wisdom awaits. The quiet whispers of your deeper self encourage you to embrace this moment of stillness, to listen to the echoes of your heart that have long been drowned out by the clamor of expectations. The cocoon of your discomfort is a sacred space, holding the potential for new life. As you navigate through this transformative process, remember that you are not alone. Many have walked this path before you, and their stories resonate through time. Ancient wisdom teaches us that the dark night of the soul is often the precursor to enlightenment. It is here in the shadows that we discover our strength. Your journey is not about reaching a destination, but about the unfolding and remembering of who you truly are. Embrace this emptiness, for it is the fertile ground from which your new identity will bloom. In this silence, allow yourself to be present. Let the pain and confusion wash over you, knowing that they are part of the alchemical process of turning lead into gold. As you stand at this threshold, poised between the past and the future, recognize that the light you seek is already within you. Trust this journey of transformation, for it is a sacred passage. The dawn will break again, illuminating the vibrant colors of your life, revealing a self that is richer, deeper, and more authentic than you ever imagined possible. Embrace the cocoon, for it is but a moment before the wings take flight. But why does it still feel so heavy? What is this invisible weight pressing down on your spirit? In this moment of introspection, it becomes clear you are facing your shadow, that repressed self that lies hidden in the depths of your psyche. Carl Jung spoke of this shadow as the traits, traumas, and truths we have buried in the darkness, often too painful or uncomfortable to face. It is the part of you that whispers of unacknowledged fears and desires, the echoes of your past that still resonate in your present. This numbing sensation you feel, it is not merely an absence of emotion. It is the overwhelming tide of feeling, locked behind a wall you built to protect yourself from pain. You may experience emotional numbness, a disconnection from the vibrancy of life, as if your very essence has been dulled. You may find yourself caught in cycles of self-sabotage, where your own motivations seem to wane, as if a hidden force is actively working against your desires. Shame and fear may hover like specters, whispering doubts about your worthiness, about your right to succeed or to fail. You might feel chronic fatigue, a weariness that seeps deeper than the physical, as if your soul is exhausted from carrying the weight of unexpressed emotions. You have buried your fire to survive, but now you stand in the ashes, struggling to remember where you placed it. In this space of confusion, know that this heaviness is not your enemy. This is memory, your unacknowledged truth, attempting to return through the cracks of the carefully managed facade you have constructed. It begs for recognition, for validation, as it swirls around you like a fog that has lingered too long. As you confront this shadow, feel the liberation in naming it. This is not merely chaos, it is your soul's yearning for wholeness, a call to integrate the fragmented parts of yourself. Jung taught us that the path to individuation requires bravery, the courage to face the darker corners of our being, to illuminate the shadows that threaten to keep us in the dark. In embracing this confrontation, you begin to understand your inner conflict. You recognize that the feelings of emptiness are signals from your soul, urging you to delve deeper to reclaim the pieces of yourself that have been cast aside. This process is not about blame or judgment. It is about understanding and acceptance. So, take a moment to breathe. Acknowledge this inner chaos as part of your journey, a necessary part of the unfolding that leads to a more authentic self. Each step you take toward recognizing your shadow is a step toward healing, a gentle invitation to explore the depths of your being. As you continue, remember that the journey is yours to unfold, and the answers lie not in the avoidance of discomfort but in the embrace of your truth. What lies ahead is an invitation to dive deeper, to explore the inner split that has shaped your identity and choices. It's as if two identities are grappling for dominance, each vying for your attention and allegiance. The ego clings to the old rules of survival, success, identity, and performance, whispering familiar comforts that once felt safe. Yet, amidst this chaos, a new self begins to emerge, whispering truths that feel unclear but undeniably profound. These two parts of you are now in conflict, neither fully in control. You want to move forward, but something holds you back, like an anchor keeping you tethered to the past. Your body is here, but your soul is somewhere else, wandering through realms of possibility, yearning for freedom. You long for silence, yet feel anxious in stillness, as if the quiet exposes the fractures within. Carl Jung spoke of this tension as the struggle between the persona and the self, a crisis that often precedes integration. It's a tumultuous battleground where each side wrestles for clarity and purpose. Friedrich Nietzsche described a similar struggle, the Apollonian versus the Dionysian, a dance between order and chaos that reveals the abyss of authenticity hidden beneath the surface. The boar mate reminds us of the true self versus the adapted self, shaped by trauma and conditioned responses. In this inner war, there is an emotional cost that weighs heavily upon you. You feel exhaustion, as if being pulled into directions at once, each part demanding your energy and focus. Self-doubt creeps in, whispering, which part is really me? And with that doubt comes shame, a painful reminder of the old behaviors that resurface, clinging like shadows to the edges of your consciousness. You grieve for the version of yourself that is fading, the one that once felt whole and confident. But this split is not a mark of failure. It is a necessary and sacred part of your journey. This is not dysfunction. It is the breaking of an inner shell, the shedding of layers that no longer serve you. You are not failing. You are mid-transformation, navigating the turbulent waters of self-discovery. It's a painful process, yes, but it is also a profound opportunity to realign with your true essence. Embrace this tension, for it is the doorway to alignment. It signals that you are on the brink of something remarkable. As you acknowledge both the ego's fears and the self's desires, you create the space needed for reconciliation. This is where healing begins, where the fragmented pieces of you can start to weave together into a cohesive whole. In the moments of confusion and resistance, remember that this struggle is part of your individuation process. It's a sign that you are awakening to the deeper layers of your being. Allow yourself to feel the turbulence, to sit with the discomfort, for it is in this space that true transformation takes root. Trust that as you continue this journey, you are not lost. You are discovering the richness of who you are meant to become. You're not breaking apart, you're breaking open, revealing layers of yourself that have long been hidden in the shadows. Healing isn't about erasing the past, it's about reintegrating it, bringing the fragmented pieces of your story into a cohesive whole. In the psychological landscape that Carl Jung explored, the journey of integration is about bringing the unconscious into conscious awareness. It's a dance where the ego and the self begin to converse instead of fight, learning from one another rather than waging war. The boar mate reminds us that allowing the true self to emerge from beneath layers of adaptation is crucial. It's a reclamation of authenticity. Nietzsche invites us to embrace the full spectrum of our humanity, the light and the shadow, as the path to true power. As you navigate this inner terrain, it's essential to reframe the symptoms that arise from this tumultuous process. Confusion becomes inner reorganization, a sign that your psyche is sorting through the clutter to find clarity. Apathy signals the birth of new values, a transformation of what truly matters to you. Guilt emerges as a messenger from the soul, alerting you to false roles that no longer serve your evolving self. And that lingering emptiness. It is the fertile ground where truth will grow, waiting for your authentic essence to take root and flourish. You are not lost. You are composting old selves into fertile soil for new growth. This is psychological alchemy, pain becoming presence, chaos transforming into clarity. It's important to recognize that no transformation happens in comfort. Growth often wears the mask of grief, and when the soul begins to reorganize you, it can feel like falling apart. But in truth, it's a deeper form of coming together, a sacred reassembly of your essence. Allow yourself to sit with this discomfort. It is evidence of healing in motion, a sign that you are engaging in the profound work of integration. Embrace the mess as sacred and purposeful. Each moment of turmoil is a step toward wholeness, each shadow a teacher guiding you toward the light of understanding. As you traverse this path, know that integration is not a linear journey. It unfolds slowly, weaving through the fabric of your being. The process demands patience and compassion, allowing you to rest in the middle of your experience. Just as an architect carefully constructs a building, you too are laying the groundwork for a new structure of self. Prepare yourself for the emergence of new values, clarity, and alignment. The chaos you experience is a precursor to a new way of being, where the pieces of your life begin to align harmoniously, creating a beautiful mosaic of your authentic self. Embrace this transformation as a sacred journey, one that leads you closer to the person you are meant to become. The alchemy of your inner world is at work, and the most profound revelations are yet to come. You don't rebuild the old life, you begin to build something that fits. You're not returning to normal. You're building a new normal that honors your truth. The life you were chasing doesn't fit anymore. That's not a failure, it's an invitation to explore a new path. As you embark on this journey, the way identity forms undergoes a profound shift. An ego-built identity, rooted in roles, achievement, and the approval of others, begins to dissolve. In its place emerges a soul-built identity, one that resonates with your inner truth and reflects your authentic presence. This new identity is more fluid, more intuitive, and deeply aligned with who you truly are. Imagine you are designing a home for your soul, not merely putting on a costume for your persona. Instead of wearing masks to fit in, you are learning to become transparent, allowing your true self to shine through. What once fueled you no longer does. Now you're nourished by what feels genuine and real. This transformation is echoed in the teachings of Carl Jung, who spoke of individuation, the process of becoming the self. It's about integrating all aspects of who you are, not just the parts that are socially acceptable. The Boer mate emphasizes the importance of returning to authenticity, while Friedrich Nietzsche champions the idea of self-creation and overcoming obstacles to express your true essence. As you redefine your identity, you may find yourself making choices that reflect this deeper alignment. Perhaps you begin to say no to relationships that demand performance, prioritizing connections that nourish your spirit instead. You might leave a job that contradicts your values, seeking work that resonates with your soul. In this newfound clarity, you create rest or serve not to prove your worth, but to express your essence. You may feel drawn to new hobbies, environments, or conversations. embracing these shifts without needing to justify them to anyone. This is a powerful testament to your liberation. It is not chaos, but conscious creation. Real freedom looks like this, a journey of revealing your true self to the world. You're not reinventing yourself. You're uncovering the layers that have long been buried beneath societal expectations and personal fears. This process is deeply empowering, yet it remains grounded in the human experience. Remember, rebuilding your identity is nonlinear. There will be moments of doubt and confusion, but each step forward is a testament to your courage and resilience. Embrace the messiness of this journey, for it is in the chaos that you will find clarity and strength. As you prepare to connect with the world again, keep in mind that this new self will engage through purpose, service, or expression. Your journey is just beginning, and there are new horizons to explore. With each step, you align more closely with your truth, ready to share your light with the world around you. This is the sacred work of building a life that is not only authentic but also sustainable, creating a legacy that resonates with your soul's deepest desires. You're not returning to the old world, you're bringing something new into it. This isn't about going back. It's about going forward but aligned. As you step into this new chapter, external engagement transforms. It becomes slower, but deeper. Each conversation, each interaction, resonates with a newfound authenticity. You choose your connections more selectively, but with a sincerity that cuts through the noise. It's less about proving yourself and more about participating in the dance of life. Carl Jung reminds us that the self now interacts with the collective, the archetypal return of the hero who brings wisdom to the tribe. You embody this wisdom in how you engage. You speak more truthfully, even if your voice shakes, allowing vulnerability to guide your words. You create without asking for permission, driven by an inner fire that demands expression. In your work, you find joy in the process rather than the accolades. You walk away from roles that no longer honor you, feeling peace in simplicity, no longer hungry for applause. You've shifted from reacting to life to responding with presence, allowing your essence to flow into every situation. Your life is becoming art, not argument. You've stopped asking, "What do they think of me?" and started asking, "What wants to move through me in relationships?" The shift is palpable. You attract people who resonate with your truth, drawn together by a shared sense of authenticity. Old ties that required your performance begin to unravel, and in this space, you are free to lead by living, not by persuading. This is where healing becomes transmission. Your truth is medicine, but only if you share it. The connections you forge are rooted in a mutual understanding of the sacredness of presence. As you navigate this new terrain, you may find that societal engagement shifts as well. Whether through service or simple acts of kindness, your presence becomes a catalyst for connection. You show up fully, not just in body, but in spirit. You participate in community with an open heart, allowing your essence to influence those around you. This journey is not merely about action, it's about embodying your truth. The sacredness of this reconnection lies in the way you express yourself in the world. Your life now serves as a canvas for self-expression, echoing Nietzsche's sentiment that existence is not about submission, but about creation. As you prepare to step into the next phase, Step 9 beckons the spiritual and symbolic life that follows. Inner guidance begins to illuminate your path, synchronicities weave through your days, and soulful participation unfolds in unexpected ways. Embrace this sacred journey. The world awaits your light. Let your truth shine brightly, for it holds the power to heal not just you, but the world around you. It is a psychological state where the veil of literal interpretation lifts, allowing you to perceive the world through a lens of metaphor, archetype, and synchronicity. In this sacred space, life's events are not merely random occurrences, but profound symbols offering insight into your inner landscape. It is not superstition, rather, it is a rich tapestry of psychological and spiritual intelligence woven into the very fabric of existence. You may find yourself reflecting on dreams that provide emotional clarity, or noticing recurring symbols and numbers that mirror your internal shifts. Perhaps a gut feeling guides you toward a decision that feels right. Or art and nature begin to speak to something deep within your soul, igniting a resonance that transcends words. This form of perception requires something essential: stillness. It calls for self-trust and the willingness to embrace the unknown, to feel deeply rather than solely understand intellectually. You connect with a deeper self, one that exists beyond the constraints of the ego, opening yourself to the mysteries life has to offer. As Jung poignantly said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. As you navigate this path, you begin to see that the symbolic life is a natural progression after the process of individuation. It is the moment when the unconscious becomes a creative partner, where the self engages in a dialogue with life through symbols rather than spreadsheets. You stop asking for signs, instead, you start seeing them everywhere. Events no longer require logical interpretation. You feel their shape, their pattern, their magnetic pull. Life transforms from a problem to solve into a poem to translate, rich with nuance and mystery. This journey is not passive, it is participatory. The symbolic life invites co-creation, speaking to you and asking for your response, not for perfection, but for truth. Each symbol, each whisper of intuition, beckons you to engage with your existence in a way that is authentic and alive. As you embrace this soulful state of being, you prepare the emotional ground for what lies ahead. The symbolic life naturally leads to a life of contribution, where your experiences, insights, and truths flow into the world not as performance, but as genuine expression. In the next step, you will be invited to take all that you have lived, all those whispers of the soul, and share them. Whether creatively, truthfully, publicly, or privately, the call is to do so consciously, weaving your unique narrative into the collective tapestry of existence. Embrace the journey ahead, for it is here that your true legacy begins to unfold. Imagine stepping into your life with authenticity, where true contribution isn't about perfection or applause. It's about showing up fully, imperfectly, and consistently. This is the essence of your next chapter, where your unique gifts can illuminate the path for others. Consider the ways your authentic expression can manifest through creative projects that reflect your soul's voice, perhaps an art piece or a heartfelt poem that captures your journey. You can heal and help others through your lived experiences, sharing insights that resonate deeply with those around you. Teaching, mentoring, or simply holding space for someone in need are all expressions of your awakened self. Every act of kindness, every moment of integrity in your relationships and work, creates ripples that contribute to a larger legacy. This is the beauty of life. It unfolds in everyday actions, infused with presence and integrity, creating a tapestry of meaningful connections. Carl Jung teaches us that individuation is not just a personal journey but a path that culminates in service to the collective. When the self becomes a bridge between inner and outer worlds, you find that your authenticity can foster compassion and connection in your community. As you embrace your life as a creative act, you resonate with Friedrich Nietzsche's call to see existence as an invitation to become more alive, more real, more you. Yet, as you step forward, you may confront fears of judgment, rejection, or the nagging thought that you are not enough. These doubts can tempt you to retreat into the comfort of inaction. But remember, vulnerability is not a weakness. It's a powerful invitation to connect. Every time you allow yourself to be seen, you pave the way for others to do the same. Your unique story, your lessons, Your gifts are needed now more than ever. When you step into your truth, you light a path others can follow, creating a legacy that resonates far beyond your immediate sphere. Legacy isn't about grandeur, it's about the ripples your presence creates, the lives you touch in small yet significant ways. This journey isn't a finish line, it's a new beginning. Keep growing, keep expressing, keep serving from the fullness of your awakened self. Embrace each moment as an opportunity to contribute to the collective tapestry of existence. As you move forward, invite others into your world. Engage with your community, share your insights, and collaborate on projects that matter. Let your heart lead the way, and watch how your life becomes a work of art, a testament to the beauty of authentic expression and service. Together, we can create a legacy of love, creativity, and profound connection that inspires generations to come.